Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the important subject in the civil engineering, that is environmental engineering. In environmental engineering there are three parts. First one is where first one is water supply engineering, second wastewater engineering, and third one is air pollution and noise pollution. So today we are going to discuss about water supply engineering. Definition of water supply engineering. Water supply engineering is deals with collection of water, conveyance, treatment of water, and supply and distribution of a water to the entire people or district system is known as water supply engineering. Water demands means how much quantity of water required for a particular people and for a particular industry is known as water demand. There are various water demands as given by the IS 119 to 1993 are below. First one is domestic water demand. Domestic means residential purposes, for all the residential purposes. Institutional and commercial water demand means schools, colleges, etc. Industrial water demand, there is a lot of water required for the industries. Demand for the public uses, fire demand, losses and thefts. So these are the various water demands required for the all. The various water demands as per IS 119 to 1993 are given in IS 119 to 1993. There are two types of demands for a HIG, means high income group and low income group. For these both the water demand is slightly vary. For domestic it contributes 50 to 60% of total water supply. For LIG means low income group, it requires 135 LPCD, and for HIG it requires 200 LPCD. For industries or commercial it contribute 20 to 25%, and for LIG and HIG both required same, that is 70 LPCD. For public utilities 5 to 10% it contributes. For HIG and LIG both are same, that is 10 LPCD. For losses and thefts are 55 LPCD in both the cases. So as we see, only in the domestic demand is a vary in HIG and LIG, but remaining all these demands are same for all in the both cases. So the total water demand in LIG is equal to 270 LPCD, and total water demand in the HIG is 335 LPCD. This may be asked in many competitive exams, etc. There are also various water demands like hotels, schools, small organization. For that it requires 135 LPCD. Hospitals, if the number of beds exceeding 100 beds in a hospital, so it requires 450 LPCD per bed, and if the beds in the hospital less than 100, then it requires 340 LPCD per bed. Next one is fire demand. This fire demands means whenever in an area when fire outbreak are there, then we require water to settle down that fire. For that we required water. This water, how much quantity of that water is required is calculated by using fire demand. There are various formulas, empirical formulas are given by the various scientists. These are following below. First one is Kuchling formula. Q is equal to 3182 under root P, where P is in population in thousands. Mean if a city having a population of 1 lakh, then you should get P is equal to 100. So simply 1 lakh divided by 1000, you will get P is equal to 100, and in this case you will get Q is in liter per minute. And second one is Bushton's formula. Q is equal to 5663 under root P. In that case also P is in thousands, and you will get Q in liter per minute. Third one is Freeman's formula. Q is equal to 1136 into bracket P by 5 plus 10. P by 5 plus 10. And fourth one in National Board of Underwriters formula, Q is equal to 4637 under root P into bracket 1 minus 0.01 under root P. So all P is equal to in thousands and Q will get a liter per minute, all are same. And Minister of Urban Development manual formula, in that case Q is equal to 100 under root P, and you will get, in this case you will get Q is in kiloliter per day, and this formula is used only when the population of a city is greater than 50,000. In that case this formula is used. Generally for a city of a 50 lakh population, the fire demand is 1 LPCD. Next part is factors affecting the rate of demands. So whatever the rate of demands means 135, 200, that demand is varying according to the city, climatic condition, standards. So there are various factors affects on the demand. So these are as follows. First one is size of city or community. If the size of city is more, then it obviously it requires more water. So demand increases with the size of city. Climatic condition, as in summer season we require more amount of water than in rainy season. And standards of living of people in community, means how people live, means standards of living of the people is matters so much in the water, in the rate of demand. If the standards of living is high, then it requires more amount of water. Quality of water supply, industrial commercial system. If a city having large number of industries in that area, so it requires more amount of water for the industry. So, and sixth one is sewerage system, cost of water supply and meter of charging, pressure in the supply, system of supply, that is continuous or intermittent. Continuous means you will get water in the taps in 24/7, and intermittent means after 2-3 means some gap, after 2 or 3 days you will get water in the taps. So this is called as continuous and intermittent system. This graph shows the variation in the water demand. As we know, from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. we consume more amount of water, because all peoples are going to their works, and all the children go to their schools and colleges. So in that time you will get more amount of water. So this graph shows peak upward. So water demand is more, but as the time is passes, in between 12 to 3 you will require less amount of water. But as you move from 5 to 6, all the peoples coming back to the home, and all the schools and colleges are over. So in that case you will also require more amount of water. And as we move from 9 to 12, you require less amount of water. So this is the variation in the water demand in a particular day. So maximum daily demands. So by studying this graph, we should know the maximum daily demand, maximum hourly demand. So these are the formulas are given. These are the standard formulas. First one is maximum daily demand. Before going to this, first of all we should learn this. If P is the population, of a city, and X is the water demand, means how much quantity of water required for a person per day, then Q, then total water required, is equal to P into X. Means if you know the per person water demand, and we know the population of a city, so we can calculate the how much quantity of water required for that city. So Q is equal to P into X. So first one is MDD, maximum daily demand. Q is equal to 1.8 times of the Q, small q. Small q means average daily demand. Second is maximum hourly demand. is equal to 1.5 times of the maximum daily demand. Maximum hour, if you put maximum daily demand is equal to 1.8 times of the average daily demand, then you will get maximum hourly demand is equal to 2.7 q, 2.7 of average daily demand. And next part is distribution system is designed based on the maximum daily demand plus fire demand, or maximum hourly demand, maximum of 2, whichever is maximum, that for that we are designing the distribution system. Maximum daily demand plus fire demand is also known as coincidental draft. So as we know that in the water supply system there are various components like source of water, source of supply, pipes, treatment units, distribution systems. So these are all the components of the water supply engineering. For all that the design demand is different. Following are the following, see one by one. Source of supply is designed for maximum daily demand, MDD. Pipe mains is designed for maximum daily demand, and treatment units is designed for maximum daily demand. Filtration units means rapid sand filter and slow sand filters are designed for 2 times of the average daily demand. Storage reservoir, whatever the storage we have seen storage reservoir in our city, that storage reservoir is designed for the maximum daily demand. Pumps are designed for the 2 times of the average daily demand, and distribution system is designed for total draft. So in this lecture we will stop here. Coming lecture we will see next part, that is population forecasting. So thank you.